Hello everyone and welcome back to another album review, and in this video I'm going to review Subhuman Principle by Linekraft. This is an album that was released a few months back, I believe it was back in July, and it wasn't up until October 14th where the label Tesco Organisation decided to put the album on Bandcamp, and there have been some albums that I haven't covered on my channel yet. But out of all the albums that have been released, this is the one that I feel that I needed to talk about the most, because this is an incredible release, possibly the best thing I've heard in power electronics from this year. This is such a great album. Linekraft is a Japanese artist that has been around for a couple of years, but I haven't really been that familiar with his stuff. The thing that got me into listening to this album was mainly the fact that I love lots of the works from Tesco Organisation, and I pretty much follow everything the label puts out, especially when it comes to the power electronic side of things. For those who don't know, Tesco Organisation is a label run by the members of Genocide Organ, which was definitely one of the first and one of the more important groups when it comes to power electronics, and they had a really heavy and nasty sound, which is something that you see in lots of the releases of the label. And the thing with Linekraft is that in this album he doesn't try to make something really risky or out there for the genre of power electronics. Instead, there is nothing about this album that is refreshing, that is unique, or that is something different from the usual standards of power electronics, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. Instead, I think it makes for an album that is just pure, aggressive, and just torturous. Linekraft's Subhuman Principle is nasty as hell, and it has lots of these elements of power electronics that I loved from some of the first works of Genocide Organ, or even having some of those death industrial moments that you can find from projects like Anencephalia, Kehil, and also Brighter Death Now. Like with all of those projects that I mentioned, all of them contain just this really heavy sound that is mostly bassy, some ridiculously distorted and claustrophobic vocals. The whole feel is just quite disturbing. All of those elements, the appeal of those old school power electronics projects, they're all here, and it's so fascinatingly done, because you don't necessarily need to do something different, something refreshing, or something unique in order to stand out or make a great album. Subhuman Principle gives the genre justice, and it's so well done. It has this pure, disturbing, heavily industrial, nihilistic, and misanthropic sound that lots of releases of Tesco Organisation are known for. Another thing that I like a lot about this album is that it has tons of different samples. I like heavy sample based albums, especially on power electronics. I think they just add up to this disturbing factor, and there is a good job done on this one. Even the first track, Archaic, makes a great introduction into getting you into this whole mood this whole album is going to go for. It's 8 tracks, less than 40 minutes long, and each track feels on point. Maybe some of them are a bit long-winded, like the tracks Hunger and Non-Human Animal, but some of the shorter ones, they make for some incredible moments. The vocals on this thing are amazing. When there are vocals, they're just so haunting and so disturbing, but what makes up for this disturbing factor on this album is the samples. They're all over the place, and most of them make me feel uncomfortable. This whole album feels like a raw description of war and brutalism, and with tracks like Death is the Surrenderer and Stand Alone, and also with some other moments in the track list, those up and down pitch shifted noises give me a feel that there is a constant alarm just ringing all over my head. This whole album in general gives me a feel that I'm in a battlefield, surrounded by gunshots, explosions, and dead bodies. Especially with moments like No Loss in Waiting Out and We Will Burn, it makes a great job in getting you in a quite misanthropic mood. The album in general is really solid. It's possibly my favorite power electronics work from this year. it's that great. There are a few duds, the album is not perfect, but Tesco Organisation does it once again, and Linekraft's project is a really nice depiction of the raw, pure filth and aggressiveness that is known to be a thing in lots of the projects from this label. Great dark atmosphere, great industrial elements, great use of samples. In general, a great album in power electronics that I definitely recommend fans of the genre to check out. I'm going to give this album an 8 out of 10. What's your opinion on this album? Like it, dislike it, why, and what do you want me to review next time? Let me know down in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.